Yo. You're in the mix.
The world's finest, man. DJ.
We're doing it live, and we're doing it real on YouTube. It's the What's the Real Deal radio show every Friday night weekly.
Oh my God.
Shut the front door.
What?
If you're weak-minded or sensitive, you might get your feelings hurt in here. Jump up game with the fam. And remember to like, share, and subscribe.
What's good, people? What's good, people? Big Rich here from the Big Rich Live on the Mike Radio Show. Welcome to the next installment of What's the Real Deal. We made it through another week. Hope everybody's safe and sound. All your goals were achieved. All your miseries were put away. And you made it do what it did for this glorious end of the week. For our religious people, you know, you got Easter coming up and stuff like that. Hey, you make it do what it do, you know. We're going to talk about today some really good news. Remember last week we had a really good news show with the Boys and Girls Club, and we're going to talk about some pretty good news that came across the wire earlier Thursday, actually. So we're actually a day late. I'm hoping by the time this is up, we will have more information on how it's going. But we're going to talk about LeBron James, the NBA superstar, you know, quote unquote greatest player in the world today, will open up a public school in Akron, Ohio for students that are at risk of being left behind. You follow what I'm saying? So you can basically surmise that, you know, there's a lot of black and brown and poor white kids that are marginalized, and they are just being left behind. Or even if they're not being left behind, they're being pushed forward every year just to move them over. You know what I mean? Just not to actually do anything for them, but basically to just push them along. And we all know that that's a problem. You have a pipeline directly from schools into the prison industrial complex. So he said the Newswire came out, said LeBron James will open a public school for at-risk children in his hometown of Akron, Ohio. This is according to the Associated Press. The LeBron James Family Foundation has partnered with Akron Public School to charter the I Promise School. It's dedicated to students who might otherwise get left behind. The school will be set up for third and fourth graders in the fall of 2018. So that's just next year. And the school will expand to all grades 1 through 8 in 2022, which is not that far from here. Quote, this school is important to me because our vision is to create a place for kids in Akron who need it the most. Those that could fall through the cracks if we don't do something, said James, a 4-time MVP and 3-time NBA championship, also said via the Associated Press. This isn't LeBron's first rodeo. It says here that James partnered with the University of Akron to provide full scholarships for students in his program who qualify. His foundation, Wheels for Education and Akron I Promise Network programs has helped expose students to multiple career paths that they might not otherwise discover. In all, the Cavalier Stars program has helped more than 1,000 kids over the past 6 years. Those experiences have helped James prepare for his biggest challenge yet. Quote, this is from another thing from LeBron. It says, we've learned over the years what works and what motivates them, and now we can bring it all together in one place along with the right resources and experts, he says. If we get them early enough, we can hopefully keep them on the right track to be bigger and brighter future for themselves and for their families. What else can I say? You know, I mean, there are certain things that LeBron has done that I don't 100% agree with. I don't think there's ever been something that I totally disagree with. I mean, when he was saying, like not Trayvon, but when he was talking about Jordan Davis, I want to say, when he was saying, I'm not real versed. You know, how are you not real versed? But you was real versed with Trayvon Martin. So, you know, I sort of, you know, put him on blast as far as that concerned. But overall, LeBron James is doing exactly what we expect our not just black athletes, not just black entertainers, but we're talking about people who, through their God-given abilities, has ascended to a place where the majority of us will never go, to a stratosphere where a lot of us will never see. But what you do is the crab in the barrel syndrome. You climb out, but you reach back and grab as many crabs out the barrel as you can. So it's each one teach one. It's I'm going to help out as many people as I can. Now, the difference between what LeBron James is doing and what a lot of other people in his ilk do is first of all, everybody around him, everybody in his immediate circle eat. And what I mean by that is he take care of all of them. Now, when I say eat, what he does is he's given everybody the blueprint and the ingredients to be successful. Okay. That's what he did. And then what he does is he said, look, don't come back to me for no more bread. What you want to do? Okay, cool. This is what you want to do. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pay to put you through school, put you in the surroundings of people who are in that market, in that field. And then what I'm going to do is when you're ready, I'm going to fit the bill. Okay, I'm going to fit the bill. And then you're going to be on his own. So his partners that he grew up with, down like 4 flat tires, they all eating, they all millionaires in their own right, doing their own thing. And then what happens is LeBron is a pyramid, but it's a positive pyramid. LeBron James is obviously at the top, right? Then you have like Maverick Carter, the rest of the guy. I can't even remember the other two brothers' name. Sorry, I forgot. But then they got their bread, right? And then what happens is they then spend out a web of their own to bring other people in. So LeBron is still bringing people in. The trunk is still bringing in, but like you have the branches and then you have the leaves that sprout from the branches. Kevin Hart is the same way. You know, everybody who's in, this is what I'm being told by people who are in the know. Everybody who's in his circle, excuse my friend, I use a curse word, but everybody who fucks with him, everybody who he fucks with, eats. Everybody is taken care of. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit around here and pay your rent and buy you cars all the time. No. I'm going to put you in a position to excel so that there comes a time where you don't need my bread. And what we do is I got an empire, you building your empire, you building your empire. All of ours are connected under the umbrella of cooperative economics of black success. And this is just an expansion of that. Now, this is the only thing that I would say negative, and I wouldn't even say it's negative, but it's just basically something that I would definitely be cognizant of. And he seems to be very intelligent, so I'm thinking what you have to ask yourself is, why are these kids being left behind? Why are they being, quote unquote, disenfranchising? Well, that's the school. That's the teachers, also, as well as maybe the lack of parenting at home, single parent households where you have absentee parents and stuff like that. You know, poverty, you know what I'm saying? Drug addiction, gang turf, all of that type of stuff. All of that plays a part. But also, which plays, I feel, an equal part, is the school board and the teachers. Okay, so what you notice is what it says is he's partnered with the Akron Public Schools to open up this charter school. So what does that mean? The same entity who is failing these kids, you are now partnered with. So you got to watch out for that. You got to watch out and make sure that the people, the students that go to this school that are already at risk are surrounded by diversity. They're surrounded by, if it's male kids, they surrounded by positive male role models who look like them. If they're females, positive female role models that look like them. So basically, yes, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're talking about at-risk youth and you look at the statistics of Akron and any other city, you're talking, if not half, a little bit more than half is the minority community. So that means that half, if not more than half of the teachers, of the administration of this school needs to be black and brown. And you might say, well, dang, Rich, what are you talking about? Well, look at any studies out there, any legitimate studies, let's say. Any legitimate studies, they constantly say that a lot of teachers currently, and the teachers union is dominated by predominantly white women, okay? Just fact. But facts, not fact. Facts based on or taken from studies has said that there's a cultural difference sometime. You know what I mean? So what might be cool, or what might in a black household might be cool, or this is how a child reacts, is totally different in a white household. So if you have a white suburban teacher, let's just say, you know, she might not can really relate to what's going on in that child's mind. So again, what might look like to her or him as lashing out, it might be reaching out. I just don't know how to do it. So this is not a stab at white teachers or anything like that. What I'm just saying is you have to understand what the whole thing is, what the whole, the big picture is. And if you're saying that these kids are the least of these kids are people who are kids who have been left behind, you know, are failing grades. Well, you have to ask yourself, why is that? You know, what is the whole contributing? You have to basically work, because let me tell you something. This is what I'll say on that aspect. I enjoy school for the most part. You know, yeah, there was subjects that I enjoyed more than others. I enjoy going to school, the camaraderie, hanging out with my friends, trying to chase girls. Yeah, right. But anyway, I digress. You know, playing sports, and clubs and all of that type of stuff. Most kids enjoy school, enjoy the premise of school. But if you're failing, if you're not being connected with, if you are being told, I mean, you being told that you're the least of these, you're never going to make it. These are the kids that fall through the crack. So now you have to say is, okay, we're going to bring you in. We already know that you're at risk. So we're going to bring you in, and you're going to see a principal that looks like you. You're going to see deans that look like you. You're going to see instructors, teachers, helpers who look like you, or have the same experiences as you. So we can all relate. And I feel that if you put that there, because nothing is absolute, but if you put that in the air, if you put that in the universe, I guarantee you 90% of the kids without much prodding will enjoy coming to that school. Will enjoy. You talk about this school, or we talk about this school. I found out that ex-NBA star Jalen Rose, who retired, I want to say retired 5 or 6 years ago, played for multiple teams, had a pretty good career. But he opened a school in his hometown of Detroit, which they need, in 2011. It's the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this here, and I'm trying to move this stuff around. And it says the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy has produced 2 graduating classes since its inception in 2001. 100%. Let me repeat that. 100% of those graduated have gone to either college, technical school, or the military. The only thing I would have to find out is, okay, what's the graduation percentage? Because that sounds real good on its face. But if you thinking analytically, if you thinking of the big picture, you'd be like, okay, well, what's your graduation rate? If your graduation rate is 25%, but 100 of those 25% excel, then that means you doing 75% of your work ain't shit. It sucks. You feel me? So that's basically what I would say as far as I'm concerned. I am ecstatic about what LeBron James is doing. He has set the bar so high for other African American and Latin American and Caucasian American athletes to be socially responsible and be like, you know what? Damn. When is enough enough? You know, I've said this on this show. I've said it on Big Rich Live. When is enough enough? You know what I'm saying? You make $10 million a day. You make $21 million a season. You make 30-something odd million a year. You can't spend that much money on practical shit. Really? So why don't you take a little bit of that money? Because shit, Uncle Sam taking a whole chunk of it. Take half of what you got to send to Uncle Sam and have your own stuff, right? And then open up schools. Open up, get with colleges like Dr. Boyce Watkins, and oh my goodness, is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the 117th, the 117th HBCU. It's something college. It just escapes my mind. But what he wound up doing was he wound up getting with the dean, which is the owner, was the chancellor, not dean, the chancellor. I want to say Kevin Cosby or something like that. And they got together, worked out a deal. They gave him a building that's an old public school or something like that was owned on the property. And he and his team is working on basically having the Boyce Watkins College within the college, teaching business administration and business knowledge and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. These are things that we all need to do if you got the bread. And if you don't have the bread, then volunteer your time, volunteer your expertise. You know what I'm saying? Give these kids a positive role model. Let them know that LeBron James and Steph Curry and Serena Williams, they're excellent and they are role models. But the bus drivers are role models. The lunchroom attendants are role models. Your mom and dad can be role models. That type of stuff right there. You have to get to the point where these kids are surrounded by positive role models all the time. So, I mean, without really beating a dead horse, I think this is awesome. I truly do. It's in Akron, Ohio, so it's really nothing that I could do as far as donating time and stuff like that. And they damn sure don't need none of my bread. But, hey, we'll continue to report on this. We're actually trying to look for others like this where people are doing things right. I mean, as long as it's not like the one in New York, I can't forget his name. I can't remember his name. Not Jeffrey Canada's, the Harlem Village. No, that's excellent. This other one that came up, and then you got P. Diddy doing his thing. But you also got to think about that. When you look at those type of things, those are different. Those are almost like private schools. I'm not saying that they charging people. I have no idea. But this specifically says public school. So if you at risk, this is where you going. You feel me? This is where you going. It is not if you're exceptional, this is where you're going. And again, I don't know if any of those schools, like I said, P. Diddy School or anything like that, is taking exceptional people. I don't know. But I do understand that the public school is failing our kids. The proof is in the pudding. They're failing our kids, and we need to get it done. We need to get it right. Feel me? So that's going to be the end of our show. Drop your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Our email address is what'stherealdeal68@gmail.com. Twitter is B, R, live on the mic. Chop Up Game. Drop stuff down on the comment section if you want to continue this conversation. Thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. In the meantime, in between time, stay blessed, stay safe, stay woke, peace, and I'm out of here.